Hey guys, Mark from Blue Sea Bushcraft Outdoors. Well, I'm here at the beautiful Blue Sea Provincial Beach Park. I'm going to do a review and set up with a Pomoly Chalet 70 Pro tent. Let's get this thing set up. Hey guys, Mark from Blue Sea Bushcraft Outdoors. Well, I'm here at the beautiful Blue Sea Provincial Beach Park. I'm going to do a review on the Pomoly Chalet 70 Pro tent. Let's get this set up. Alright guys, let's see what's in the bag. Look at these nice two cinch straps on the outside of the bag to make it smaller. Better for transport. Alright, there's the tent itself. Another nice strap to hold it all together when you put it in the bag. Makes it a lot easier. Alright. Here's the poles. You'll have two poles on this tent, one for each end. It's like the traditional style pup tent from way back in the day that most of us grew up with. They're nice shock corded poles, aluminum, and they just obviously slide in like that. There's your end pole. Alright, let's take a look at these pegs. Get one out here. There we go. Oh yeah, look at these pegs. These are beefy and very robust. They're aluminum. They got the nice pull string on the end to pull them out of the ground. Should be some guy lines here. Oh yeah, look at these. Nice aluminum now on these guy lines. A lot of them are plastic and the rope's very thick as well. Those are going to work really great. Alright. And of course the tent itself. Alright, let's get this thing laid out and set up. See what she looks like. Alright, let's stretch this out. Here's where your stove will sit on this area so you don't burn any of the part of the tent. That's nice. Burn resistant base where the stove sits. Alright, there. Yeah, she's a nice footprint. Alright, where's that stove jack? There's the stove jack. So what I'm going to do before I set this up, I'm going to cut the hole here for the stovepipe to come through. So 2 zippers, nice and waterproof. You have your toggles to tie it up with when you zip it up here. I think this is easier to do when it's set up, but alright, there's one toggle. Alright, there's 2. So what I'll do is I'll measure this out here in a second and get that measured off. Well, I forgot to bring my piece of pipe for measurement here for it. Anyway, I marked an X there in the middle, so when I get it set up here, when I first camp out, I'll cut the hole. Alright, let's peg the 4 corners out here. Gorgeous day though, it's only like -1 out. Current a little frozen. It doesn't have to be perfect today. Alright, let's get the other 2 pegs in. Alright, let's get these pegs in. I got a piece of driftwood makeshift hammer. That worked. There. Good enough. Alright, let's get this frame set up. So each end's got to have the peak where the pole goes and the guy line. So I'll just tie a bowl in here and make the loop on the end. There we go. There we go. Boom. Alright, let's try erecting the end of it with the pole stuck in. Nice reinforced pocket here for the pole. Appears to be Dyneema. Alright. go, pegs in. All right, that's one end. I'm just thinking now, it's probably tied to these ones. I didn't catch that. That's my bad. So I'll tie it to this one. And this would be, I guess you could use a ridge line to tie this up if you wanted. Or if you had a pole with a spike in it, I guess you could use that as well. So I'll rectify this. How to rectify that, just wasn't paying attention. The guide line ties on here. Then you have these other grommets at top. I guess you could use a guide line if you were kind of to hold the tent up. You could do it that way as well. If you didn't have poles. So that's another option. You could lighten things up, get rid of the pole, put the tent up with a guide line, and then just less weight if you're packing in the field, or say you wanted to backpack it. It's a fairly heavy tent, but you could backpack it if you wanted. Let's get the rest of this pegged out. And now somebody else was saying this as well on another review I watched. They don't give you all the pegs. So, as you can see, there's a peg supposed to go in the middle, another one here, and obviously one here. I have 2 pegs left for this side, and I have the same amount of pegs for the other side. So I don't know why they wouldn't give you all of the 10 pegs to peg this out efficiently. So I'm not sure why Pomoly does that. So you're basically missing 1 peg on each side. Lucky I have extra pegs there with my stove and that, so for those situations, or if I cut a branch I could use it as another peg. But yeah, I don't know why they short you a peg. It doesn't make any sense to me. So that's it. That's a downside, but you can still peg it out today. It's just when it comes to that situation, it's kind of poor. They should give you all the pegs. So the characteristic A-frame shape, nice reinforcement on the top there where the pole is. There's Dyneema here as well, another stress point. As I mentioned earlier, I love this guide line. The slider's aluminum. This rope is actually quite thick, so it should last quite a while. These poles I've got with other Pomoly tents, they're fairly robust. I think they'll work well. And as I mentioned previously, you could use a guide line instead of bringing the poles with you to lighten up the load, depending on what you're doing. There's a loop here, so either I guess you could, if you had extra pegs, you could peg it. My thought is put the pole through it, and it'll keep the tent from sliding inward. So I guess you could use it either way. Now the Stovehut 70 tent from Pomoly is one of my favorite tents of theirs that I use quite often in most of my videos if you look back. This is somewhat similar, definitely more roomier. The stove on that one is obviously at the very end of it, whereas this one, the stove's on the side. I love that they have this built-in floor and the fire-resistant mat as well. So it's all contained in one thing. One thing I really like is Pomoly is doing this quite often. These nice pull tabs on the zippers. The cinch things are very nice. They cinch well. They don't come apart. Unlike my Stovehut 70, I found inside in the interior part, these will release all the time. These are getting better. So as you can see, nice big stove jack. The fire resistant mat built into the floor. That's awesome. There's lots of room in here. The fireplace is off to the corner, and there's a lot of room to lay next to it, and you can load the fire easily. So you have the double doors. You can come in either end. I like that. They're not kind of pinned into it. You can bring gear in and out. Bring your firewood in this end so you don't dirty up this end of the tent. You can load your gear in down here. Now you have these two vents on either side, matching with mesh, so you can open those up for air in the if you're cooking or what have you, or in the summer to let some air in. Like I said, the matching side. And this thing is roomy. Compared to the Stovepipe 70, there's a lot more room. You have these side walls, so you get more height. So I can move around in here a lot easier compared to my Stovepipe, which is my favorite. I know I'm comparing the two, but I find them somewhat similar. But yeah, there's lots of room in here. I'm 5'10". I've usually got another 2 feet at the bottom of my feet. So yeah, lots of room in here, lots of gear. You could fit 2 in here. You just have to watch it. You have a smaller person because you got the stove. So you could technically get 2 in here. It'd be pretty tight. You can easily fit a cot in here with the stove. You can sit in your chair. Probably yeah, I could sit in my chair, my little Helinox. So you definitely could sit in the middle part of it. So yeah, roomy, really roomy. So if you're looking for a nice roomier tent, if you're one for sure, 2 a little bit tight, but you could do it. I wish these walls had a tie out as well to pull them out a little bit more. Granted, the wind is blowing this way off the water, so this is kind of pushing in because of the wind, but I kind of wish there was some sort of tie out that could pull that a little bit tighter. So at the end of either door, there's a hook so you can hang your light on it or whatever you want. And I'll show you what this is in a second, what I did here. So with the hook at either end, I tied a taut line hitch. I hooked that around the other hook. Tighten up my taut line hitch. And then I can hang gear off that or light somewhere else along the line. So it gives you options of where you want to light. You might want it in the middle. So you don't have to go really tight, but tight enough just to hang a light lantern down, and you can put it wherever you want, or dry something hanging from up there. Well, you can see the nice view out here, looking at the Northumberland Strait. So yeah, this would be a great tent to, even in warmer weather, even now with the stove on. You can sit here, cook, nice vista out through the big door. As you can see, this tent is all seam taped here and along the floor as well. These matching side rain curtains are great too. You can open up that vent underneath to let ventilation in without water getting inside the tent. Let's go over a few particulars of this tent. It's the Pomoly Chalet 70 Pro tent. It's a 4-season tent in sunset yellow. It is a 2-person tent, one more comfortable than 2. It has 2 doors in either end. It has the 70D plaid polyester fabric at 2500 millimeter waterproof rating. It's all heat taped. The total floor area of this tent is 53.8 square feet. The peak height is 4.9 feet with a total weight of 10.14 pounds. The dimensions of the tent are 8.2 feet along the bottom. The width is 6.58 feet, and the packed up size is 19.7 by 7.9 by 7.9 inches. In regards to stoves for this tent, it's suitable for 13 to 17 inch stoves. $169 US is what it cost. I don't have the other particulars on me for what I paid, but it was easily in the 200s, I would say, Canadian. So the package comes with the tent pegs, the guy line, the tent bag, and the 2 tent poles. So guys, here's my final thoughts on this tent. I do like it, but I do have a few gripes. It's a very roomy tent. You can put lots of gear in there. You can move around inside it. It has these nice robust guy lines. with metal hardware. It's got very big, robust stakes. I really like that. I like that it's got these curtains over top here that you can open up the side windows to let ventilation in. You don't need snow skirts on this because the floor is built in, so that's very convenient. My only gripes, I guess, would be you're missing 2 pegs. I don't know why they cheap out and not give you all the pegs for it. Besides that, I don't really have any other gripes, I don't think. Concerns. No. And I like the fact that they reinforced all these stress points. Yeah, that's about all I can think of at the moment. Any questions or anything else, just throw it in the comments down the bottom. Anyway, with that, as I always say, Lucy out, live off the land. Please like and subscribe. And just so you know, you can get it back in the bag.